My name is Liezl from Liezllovesbooks and welcome back to my channel. If you're new to my channel, I would love it if you would subscribe to my channel. That would really mean a lot to me. I would really appreciate it. And if you're not new here, welcome back. Happy Monday. And today's video is going to be arranged marriage / marriage of convenience book recommendations. And I got this idea from watching Cheyenne from That Tall Book Girl, Ava from Ava's Romance Books, and Jess from Liezllovesbooks. They all did this video, and I realized I have some book recommendations for this trope also. So here are my recommendations. The first two books are alien romances. And the first book I want to mention is Radiance by Draven. And it is about Brishan and Ildiko. Brishan is an alien warrior, and Ildiko is a human princess. And to get their countries to have a treaty with each other, they end up in an arranged marriage. And Brishan and Ildiko are both like the outcasts of their families, so they picked them to be like the sacrificial lambs of this arranged marriage. But the joke is on them because Ildiko and Brishan form like a really solid friendship that eventually turned into Maura. And I really liked it. I read this book because of Avery. I read this book because of Ava. Because she had recommended Radiance a lot on her channel, and I read it like 3 months ago, and I really liked it. If you're new to alien romances, I suggest checking this one out. And another alien romance I want to recommend to you is Desire in His Blood by Zoey Draven. It is about Gemma, Ahara, and her family, who is in major debt, is in danger of losing her family estate. And one day she gets an offer from a man, from this guy's secretary, or I don't know if he's the secretary, but this matchmaker comes to Gemma and says, we have this gentleman who says he's willing to pay off your family debt if you agree to marry him. And of course, Gemma is going to take the deal because she loves her family very much. But what she doesn't know is that the gentleman is not really a man at all. He is a half alien, half vampire hybrid. His name is Azar. But she already agreed to the marriage of convenience, so she cannot back out. and that will put her family to be more in danger. But what they don't expect is when she moves to Azar's palace, and one day when he actually bites her, that they are fated blood mates, and that now that he drank from her, he can only drink from her, and they don't expect that. They don't expect the pleasure they both get from when he drinks her blood. And it is a slow burn enemies to lovers romance. I really liked it. I gave it 5 stars, and I cannot wait for the audiobook because I want to know how to actually pronounce the names. Then we move on to my contemporary romance recommendations, and the first one I have is by Mariana Zapata. It's The Wall of Winnipeg in Me, and it is about a football player and his secretary and how they enter a marriage of convenience because his green card visa is expiring. Actually, in the beginning of the book, she actually quits being his secretary because she doesn't like his attitude, and she quits, and he goes to her house and makes her a proposal for this arranged marriage deal. He said, I know you don't like me, but I really need this green card. I will pay off all your college debt if you agree to marry me. I really like this. I don't remember the hero or the heroine's name because the last time I read it was like 5 years ago. But yeah, it's a very good marriage of convenience romance. If you haven't read The Wall of Winnipeg and Me, I suggest reading this one because it's very popular. The next one we have is Broken Whispers by Neva, Altaj, and it is a mafia romance.
Forgot to mention Malachi is a scarred hero. He has scars all over his face and body.
And Bianca, who used to be a famous ballerina, but something happens where she cannot speak anymore. She can't speak. She lost her voice, so she had to quit being a ballerina, and her father basically forces this arranged marriage on her because her father is not a good person, because he threatens her. He said, if you don't go along with this arranged marriage, something really bad is going to happen to your younger sister. So, and if you don't spy for me with the Russians, something really bad is going to happen to you. So he threatens her. But what Bianca doesn't know is that the person who was in a arranged marriage with her, his name is Malachi, and he was a really big fan of hers, and he learned sign language for her sake because he knows he can only communicate with her through sign language. So he learned sign language for her sake. And you can really see it, that Malachi is really different from all the other mafia men she's met in her lifetime. Like, he's really attentive to he's really attentive to his little girl. Like, he's very nice to her. He does her hair. He spends time with her, and that's a really different thing than what Bianca is used to. So he falls in love with her, and it's really sweet. It's their romance. It's my favorite in the series so far. It's still my favorite in the series. Broken Whispers by Neva Altaj. The last two books I'm gonna recommend is by the same author. It's The Wrong Bride by Maura. It's about Raven and Aries. Raven has an arranged marriage with Hannah, Raven's sister, but Hannah runs away at the day of their wedding. So Raven has to marry Aries instead, because their grandmothers are the ones who arranged the arranged marriage, and they said the deal has to go through, so Raven has to take her sister's place. But what Aries doesn't know is that Raven has secret feelings for him, but Aries has always only looked at Hannah, so Raven is going to use this chance to make Aries fall in love with her. This book is so angsty. I really loved it. And the last book I want to recommend to you is Forever After All, also by Catharina Maura, and it is about Elena and Alexander. Something happens to Elena's mother that makes her that she's in a coma, and she has been in a coma for years, and Elena's dad and brother disown her because they're selfish people, as you see throughout the book, and Elena has no choice but to sell her body to work at this gentleman's club because she doesn't have money to pay for her mother's care anymore. But Alexander, who is Elena's best friend, older brother, sees her, and he said, "You are not going to sell your body to random strangers." He said, "Marry me because I need to inherit my grandfather's company, and in order for him to do that, in order for Alexander to do that, his grandfather's stipulation is that he has to be married before he can take over his grandfather's company." And Alexander says there's going to be no feelings involved in this relationship because I cannot fall in love because he's been burned by love before, but he cannot deny his feelings for Elena, especially the way he treats her mom and how she cares for his family and how she cares for her own mom, and he can't help but fall in love with her. Those are all my recommendations for arranged marriage / marriage of convenience tropes. Please let me know down in the comments below if you have read any of these books, or if you have any book recommendations you want me to read. Please let me know down in the comments below. I would love it if you would subscribe to my channel. It would really mean a lot to me. Please like this video. I'll see you Wednesday. Bye.